Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Nicole, and I am here to help you figure out a little bit what is going on at this time. I feel that we have all been going through a lot of turbulence, and I feel that this has probably been the case for several people out there. And so I felt that it was time to come back and to share messages for the collective again, and just help to give you a little bit of guidance to what energies are playing around at this time and what direction you're being led in. So before we move forward, the 21st of March was actually the start of the astrological new year. So again, we celebrate New Year in December when we are in the midst of Capricorn energy, and Capricorn energy is very much about slow and steady wins the race. So in Capricorn energy, we're not really looking to try new things. So setting New Year intentions and New Year resolutions in December or January doesn't really make sense. But on the 21st of March, we moved into Aries season, and Aries is the leading sign of the zodiac and also all about the me in terms of what house Aries dominates. So we're very much this energy allows us to take action and to focus very much on ourselves. We spend a lot of time focusing on what others around us need, and the collective programming has very much been about, because we live in a society, we must respect one another, and therefore we have to behave in certain ways in order to fit into society. But now, as the energies have been shifting and what is going on in the world is far more complex than anyone can really pinpoint. And for any of you out there who follow astrology, you'll be able to see the way the planets have been moving since 2020 and just how much this has been impacting us. So the first card I pulled in terms of the question that was asked here was, what are the messages for the collective? What does the collective need to know? And the first card that comes out is the sun. So what does the sun say? Well, the sun is what gives us all life. We're very much being asked now to go inwards, and as much as it seems like now is a time of chaos and everything seems to be falling apart and life just doesn't seem to be going back to normal as we were told that it would, we have to look at things from a bigger perspective. And what's happening is we're coming to the end of a great civilization. So just like how the Roman Empire fell, the British Empire fell, all of the previous empires that came before fell at one point in time, or when there was the end of the Stone Age, the end of the Bronze Age, the end of the Ice Age. And what is happening is that we are coming to the end of an era. And we have been living in a time where we haven't really been free. We haven't really been free, just point blank. We haven't really been free to make choices that we are wishing for, the choices that we want for ourselves, because we have to abide by a certain amount of rules and laws that governs the society. But the question is, how free are we really in the society? Because it shows that unless we're making choices that allow us to fit into the box that is society, then we're just not really welcome. And this is being seen more and more in today's world as people are being, very opinionated about certain things, as we're at a time where many big conversations are being had out in the open. And so there is a big time of push and pull between different schools of thoughts and different schools of opinions. So with the sun card here, we're really being asked to go inwards and to think about what makes us happy, what lights us up, what brings us joy, because now is a time to go inward. As much as Aries is the leader of the zodiac, Aries is also about really going inwards and figuring out about, who do I define as me? Who is me? And not who is me as defined by the labels that other people have put on us, but who is me as defined by who is me from the depth of my heart space. So as much as things are going on and life seems a little bit chaotic out there, it's being chaotic out there because we are being pushed to move inwards and to go more deeply into ourselves, because now is a time of self-reflection as we are starting to put into place the foundation of the new civilization that will come to be. It is important that we take the time to really think about and feel into what brings us happiness and what do we define as success. Because again, most people seem to define success from a monetary financial standard, or from a career standard, or from, living in a nice house or having a great partner. And this is what we define as success. But maybe success means having a great family life to you, or maybe success means waking up every day and being happy, and not necessarily having all the money in the bank, but just actually being happy. Because how many of us, we keep chasing certain things because of the outcome we're told we will receive, but how realistic is it that we will reach that outcome? So next we have sage, be devoted and committed. Sage. So you are being asked to move inwards and to become your own inner sage. We all have information inside of us and we all have all the answers that we need, but we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust ourselves enough to know that going inwards and asking ourselves what we feel to be true, we will actually get the answers. We've been programmed again to constantly look outside, always looking outwards for information, when a lot of that information sits within us. But the only way that this information can come to us is if we remain devoted and committed to actually being able to receive these messages. Because how many of us can actually sit quietly in contemplation and just allow our soul, our subconscious mind to bring us information that sits inside of us? But if we don't trust our intuition, then we won't trust the information that is coming to us. And as a result, we'll be pushed to go and ask somebody external to us about what advice they think we should do. And whilst it's great to get advice from outsiders, other people aren't the ones living our lives. So they don't have the full context of how you are making your decisions in life. So again, it's very much about taking the time to go inwards, taking the time to spend time in nature, taking the time to ground yourself, to be present, to not allow your mind to be jumping around and being off in a million different directions. It's about going inwards and asking yourself the deeper questions about what makes you happy, what brings you success. But you have to remain committed. Again, this instant gratification lifestyle that people are living in is not sustainable to anything, because we live long-term lives. But if we're constantly making decisions that that bring us benefits in this moment, are those things really bringing us benefits in the long run? So as much as it's great to eat a piece of chocolate because you're craving it and it's going to make you feel good because you eat it, but if you're doing that every single time, in the long run, that's going to start to affect your health. So just something to be aware of. So the next card we have is Guardian Angel. You are not alone. So what's important to know is, if you look at the numerology of 2023, you add all of the different numbers together, which brings you to the number 7. And the number 7 represents, so the archetype as the 7 is the truth seeker. And this is truth with a capital T, because truth, whose truth are we going by? Just because somebody tells you something doesn't make it true. And this is why in the year of the 7, we are all being asked to go inward and to take the time to really feel into and think about, but from a higher level of consciousness, what is it that we think? What is our truth? And it's important that we start to identify what works for ourselves. And again, we're told that if we think about ourselves and we put ourselves first, then we are selfish or we are egotistical. But this is not true. I keep repeating this message onwards and onwards and onwards, because it is very, very, very important to put yourself first. it is important to take a moment to think about how often have you put others ahead of you, and as a result, you were left behind. Because when we are empaths and when we are givers and we are extremely compassionate people, it is so difficult to see another in a state of struggle and want to help and want to improve the situation for them. But it's important to know that as much as we are gods or a part of God, we are not the God. We are not the one supreme creator. And so this means that we are not the ones who decide how people's lives are supposed to go. Remember, there is the concept of karma, and karma is neither negative nor positive. Karma is simply the result of, is the consequence from whatever action was taken. So remember, we are soul beings having a human experience, and we have lived many, 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 many lives. And those who are in a state of suffering is because they are either not letting go of something that happened and are continuing to hold on to their story, or they are not wanting to let go. They are reaping the consequences of whatever actions they probably had in a past life. So rather than, thinking about it all the time and chastising ourselves and saying, no, I shouldn't think this, and oh, I'm so stupid, and oh, all the negative self-talk and all the horrible things we say to ourselves, remember, this is affecting the way we view our life, and this is affecting our health. This is affecting the way we see our world. This is affecting our vibration. This is affecting a whole bunch of things. So when we take time to go inwards and start self-reflecting on who we are, what is our truth? What is our truth about what brings us happiness and success? What are we devoting and committing our energy to? What are we devoting and committing our time to? What are we devoting and committing our resources to? Because even if you're constantly committing your resources to going out and having a good time with your friends, that's fine. But when situations turn around, that's not going to have helped you in the long run. So the foundation of the world is a little bit shaky at the moment, but it's important to know that you are not alone. If you take the time to go inwards and connect with all of the beings and energies that are available to us in the ethers, in the non-physical world, know that your guardian angels want nothing but the best for you. Your guardian angels want you to succeed. Your guardian angels want you to be happy. But God also wants you to be happy. God also wants you to succeed. We did not come here to pay bills and be slaves. We came here to expand the knowledge of our soul and to experience all the beauty and greatness that life holds. But only if we allow ourselves. We are our greatest barriers to success, because we don't believe that we deserve it. We don't believe that we are worthy of it. But the stag says, trust and thrive. Trust that you are worthy. Trust that you deserve to thrive. Trust that the universe is coming together to allow you to succeed, but only if you allow yourself to. We're at a time in our lives where we are being asked to slowly take time to let go of all of the things that are no longer serving us, all of the things that are no longer in alignment with our highest divine interest, all of the things that are not making us and allowing us to be the happiest and most expansive we have ever been. And we are being called to do what you love. Now is a time to do what you love. Think about when you were a child, and think about how you would think about the future with so much excitement and so much joy and openness and expansiveness and inquisitiveness and curiosity. What happened to that curiosity? What happened to that desire to go out and play? What happened with that desire to do the things we love and to follow the yearning of our soul? Well, what happened is life happened. The programming happened. The matrix we live in happened, where we are told, no, you can't do that because you're not going to make money. You can't be an astronaut because That's never going to happen for you. You can't be a singer because it's not practical. There are so many people you will fail. Other people project their fears onto us. Other people project their insecurities onto us. And if we don't have that internal strength within us that allows us to move forward despite what anybody says, and despite no matter how many people say, no, 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 you will never succeed. As long as you stay devoted and committed to what brings you happiness and success, and you do the things you love, then there is no reason that you will not thrive. But this journey is scary. This journey can be scary because we question, am I worthy? Can I do this? And the doubt is normal. Think about it this way. All of the people who succeed, all of the people who have gained success in the world today, it is because they were committed to failing hundreds, thousands, millions of times until they were able to find the one thing that actually succeeded. Most people, when we look at other people who have success, we think that it just happened overnight and it was an easy journey. But no, because most people, they share their wins, but they don't share the not so wins. So just be committed. Know that if you stay committed to what you love, and despite what other people say, you stay strong, then you will succeed, and you will find happiness, and you will thrive, and you will live a life that you think is only possible for you in your dreams. Strengthen your gifts. The universe is telling you that God gave you gifts. God gave you talents. God gave you abilities that come to you without even thinking of it, because they're just second nature. And those are the gifts that you are meant to share with the world. Those are the gifts that the universe and the world are waiting to experience, because when we are creating from the depths of our soul, when we are creating from our hearts, when we are in creative mode, then we are in direct communion with God. We are in direct communion with the great creator, because we are literally creating out of thin air. Think about it. You're creating something that never existed, and you're putting it out there into the world. So those of you that have any kind of creative gift, it is your time to shine. This is what will bring you success. This is what will bring you happiness. And perhaps you will be asked to change tracks. Perhaps you will be asked to completely change the direction that you were going in. And perhaps it might seem absolutely absurd. And it is absurd. But that is the craziness, because only the ones who are crazy enough to change tracks and to go in a completely different direction than where they are right now, then you will be rewarded. As long as you are doing what you love, you will be rewarded in every sense of the word. And they say that if you do what you love, then it never feels like you won't work a day in your life. So think about that. Do you want to continue being a slave to the society that we live in, or do you want to be the creator of your reality? Serendipity. And the number on here is 18. So in the numerology, it comes to a 9. 9 is the number of completion. 9 is the number of the humanitarian. And the humanitarian simply is the archetype of the person who opens their heart to share bigger things, to lift humanity. It is about caring not just for the self, but for caring for all of humanity. So by you following this path and changing your tracks and completing this cycle that you have been on, and allowing your heart to determine which direction you will now move in, well, serendipity is what is waiting for you. You will experience greatness. You will experience a sense of lightness. You will experience a sense of luck. I think this is a 4-leaf clover. There you go. It's all about luck. It's all about nature. Mother Nature is willing to reward you if you do something that is in alignment with lifting her up and lifting up the whole of humanity. And then next we have why. Why? Why is all of this happening? Why is all of this happening? What direction should I go in? There are probably a lot of questions that are going through your mind at this time. And we're all kind of being asked to think about which direction we want to head in. And interestingly, the numerology on the card is a 4. 4 is all about foundations. So the question of why is all of this happening? Well, because we are creating the foundations. Everyone who is here on earth at this time, their souls chose to be here at this time because we are going through a massive, massive, massive shift that is only now being started to be felt, but it's just going to keep getting rockier and rockier. And the more we go inwards and the more we follow the calling of our soul, the more we follow the calling of our heart, the more we will be part of the human beings who set in place the foundations of the next humanity. Think about that. Think how deep that is. Think about what you are here to do. You are here at this time whilst the earth is going through a shift that has been foretold in so many different prophecies, and in ancient civilizations talked about a time that would come where the earth as we know it would shift. And this is this time. We are literally going through prophecies that were spoken of in the Bible, that were spoken about by the Mayans, that were spoken about by the ancient Egyptians. So many things are happening at this time, and this is why it feels chaotic, because the book of life is coming out. The truth of the real history of humanity is now starting to come out. And the more we question why, the more the answers will come, because they call Earth the living library, because encoded within our DNA and every human being that is here on this planet is encoded all of the knowledge of the galaxies, all of the knowledge of many, many planets, all of the knowledge of so much history of the galaxy at large. And this is the information that is held within our different strands of DNA. And the sun at this time is emitting mass levels of radiation through these solar flares. And these levels of radiation are actually activating our dormant strands of DNA. So the more we go into reflective mode, the more we are the ones who are creating the foundation of the next humanity, because we are pulling the information from the ancient past that is encoded inside of us to ground it here at this time. Beautiful souls, human beings, all beings out there, know that you are part of something great. You are part of something that will be spoken about for centuries and centuries to come on this planet and on many others, that we are creating something that is so big here. And just realize that as long as you are in your heart, as long as you are doing what you love, then you will be a part of this great shift that is happening now. Breathe. Let's actually take a moment here to just breathe this energy in and ground this energy in. So just close your eyes. Big inhale through the nose all the way up to your crown. And big exhale through the belly with a HA sound. Let the energy ground down. Nice big inhale through the nose all the way up to the crown. Exhale, HA sound from the belly to ground the energy down. Nice big inhale through the nose all the way up. Pull the energy to the space above your crown. Exhale, push the energy down to the core of the earth. Big HA sound, push from the solar plexus. And just take a moment to anchor that energy down as you realize how great you are and the power that you hold inside of you. Remember to breathe, beautiful souls. Know that you are part of something great. Know that your soul has been called here to be a part of something great, of something huge. It is important, though, that you trust. that you trust in your ability, that you believe that you are worthy, and that you know you are a being of supreme power. And the numerology on this card is 11. 11, the number of the high priestess, the number of the higher mind. But 11 is also a portal. It is a gateway. Beautiful souls, know that you are a gateway for this new energy to come in and to be anchored onto this earth, so that we may finally know peace. We may finally know love. We may finally know kindness instead of all of the hatred and anger that surrounds us. Let us start to treat each other with respect. Let us start to treat each other with compassion. Let us start to treat each other with kindness. Everybody has known suffering. It is important that we recognize the suffering in one another. And if one of us can just be a little bit bigger than the other and hold space and know that when people are in a space of anger or reaction, a lot of the time, it is because there is a part of their trauma that is holding on to them. And it is time to just change our ways. Because unless we decide to change our ways, nothing in this world will change. We are on a journey of progressions. We are at a time where we are being asked to lift the consciousness of this planet, to lift the vibration of this planet, because when we do, this is when we will start to experience the shift. We have been shifting from 3D consciousness into 5D consciousness. And 5D consciousness simply means that we are more aware of our emotions. We are more aware of our ability to be kind and of service to others, as opposed to always wanting to consume, and take. It's important that we start to ask ourselves where it is that we want to start to give more. Where can we be more of service? Where can we be more loving? Where can we be more kind to ourselves and to the people around us? And interestingly enough, on the progressions card, it comes down to an 11 again. So again, that's 2 11s side by side. So we are in a portal. We are being asked to be the gateway, to allow this energy to come forth and for this energy to come down from the cosmos and down through us into the earth, and to have an exchange of what the energies that the earth is bringing in, the codes and information that is ingrained in the earth, and let that energy and information channel up through us and back up into the ethers. We are here to be the antennas and allow this information to be exchanged between the earth and the skies above. We are being asked to allow the progression of humanity and of this earth to take place. We are all to be a part of it. And what is happening, I have to be honest, that if we are not a part of this journey, then we will perish. I know that this is not a message that many people probably want to hear, but it is important for us to know that if we are not actively a part of the solution about changing the ways of the world, then we are the problem and we will be sacrificed. It is important to know that those of us who are getting ill, those of us who are having issues in our lives, those of us that feel like everything is falling apart, it is because we are not on this energy. We are not a part of the uplifting of humanity and Mother Earth. If we are not living in a place of high vibration, if we are still holding on to things of low vibration, if we are still insisting that as long as it is not affecting me directly, that it does not concern me, then you will be sacrificed. It is important that you know this is the last chance that we have to make the sacrifice of letting go of the lower world and lifting up to a higher world. Because it is time that we be the solution for changing the way the world is going. Because it is not okay that when we are here in 2023 and there is still so much hatred and disrespect and just low regard for our fellow brothers and sisters, human beings, animals, plants, all of it. Remember, we come from one divine network. And if we are causing suffering in any way, whether it be to ourselves or anyone around us, including to the earth and the animals, then Mother Nature will not be on your side. So, as we get a few last cards here from the angels to guide us, as this energy has probably not been easy for some to hear, but know again, beautiful souls, you have guardian angels around you, and you are not alone on this journey. And if you actually find the space within your heart to open up and be vulnerable to those around you and to share your plights and to share your challenges, you will be surprised to know that you are not alone. And there are many who are going through moments of hardship. And this is why it is important that we be there to support our fellow brothers and sisters and to be of service when we can, because humanity needs it. And those of us who are stronger, your energy is being called for, because there are others who are not as strong as you, and they will need your energy to gain strength as they move through their journey of progressions towards their life where they are going to thrive in their full joy, love, and happiness. So the card we have here, interesting, the angels say savings. As you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and a path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. Wow, beautiful souls, as we are going through times of economic challenges and wobbly moments, it's important that we do think in the long term, because this is also a time of testing, to see who are those strong souls who will hold tight and believe that something greater is coming, and believe that something more beautiful is coming where many of us will thrive. But it means that we have to be more, we've been living in a time where it's always been about consumption, and that's fine. At least being aware of what you're consuming will also, allow you to be more in this energy that we've discussed here. But it's important that you start to focus on being more self-sufficient, on seeing where you don't need to be spending, and not only with money, but also spending your energy. We're being asked to conserve our energy and to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? To be very just mindful of where we are expending our energy and what we're giving our energy to, because are these things aligning you with this life that is going to allow you to thrive and be happy and bring you success? Or are you expending your energy in areas that are not in alignment with your highest good? And that could be in terms of expending energy with certain people, expending energy on certain habits, expending energy in a job even that isn't bringing us fulfillment. So we're really, really, really being called to look inwards and to start to think and feel into, am I really happy? Am I really where I need to be? What is the direction that I actually want for my life? So beautiful souls, this calls us to the end of our reading. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I wish you a beautiful day.